Imagine a world where the very ground beneath your feet seems to betray you, a place where the horizon curves in impossible ways and silence hangs heavier than the air itself. Here in the early morning mist, even the familiar feels strange. Roads wind and dip, yet something seems off. Subtle, almost imperceptible shifts in perspective create a tension that prickles the skin. Cinematically, these landscapes are deceiving. Hills rise like gentle waves frozen in time, trees lean slightly against unseen forces, streams flow with an unexpected curve. The world appears still. It is waiting for the moment when ordinary physics will falter, if only for a heartbeat. Observers, tourists, locals, and scientists arrive with cameras, notebooks, and instruments, each sensing the subtle unease that pervades these remote locations. As the sun rises, light dances over the hills, shadows elongate, and the stage is set for an event that challenges the very laws we take for granted. Share your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and share with others to join the journey into the strange and unexplained. And then it happens. A car sitting idle at the base of a hill begins to move, not downhill as logic would demand, but uphill slowly and almost imperceptibly. At first it is subtle, a motion that could be mistaken for a trick of the eye. The wheels creak under the weight of the vehicle. Gravel shifts with a muted hiss echoing across the quiet landscape. Witnesses freeze mid-step. Eyes widen. Some instinctively cover their mouths, unsure whether to speak or flee. The air seems heavier, as if holding its breath alongside them. One local man, his face lined with decades of life in the area, recalls, "I have lived here all my life. I have seen hills, I have seen cars, I have seen the wind, but I have never seen anything like this." His words hang in the misty air, mingling with the nervous whispers of nearby tourists. Cameras click and smartphones record every frame. In slow-motion replay, the ascent is revealed in full, smooth, unwavering, defying every expectation. Gravity, that most fundamental law of nature, appears negotiable. Even seasoned scientists arriving to witness this in person exchange skeptical glances, measuring, nodding, calculating. Compasses tilt slightly. Water poured on the slope swirls in directions that seem impossible. For a moment, nature itself seems to pause, teasing the observer with a quiet, enigmatic challenge. The question hangs heavy in the air. Are we witnessing a trick of perception, an elaborate illusion, or something genuinely unexplainable? Curiosity spreads like wildfire. One car is no longer enough to convince the mind. Another is rolled into position, then another, each vehicle guided by the careful hands of observers eager to test the phenomenon. Drivers change, vehicles change, yet the result is always the same: uphill motion, a gentle but undeniable defiance of expectation. Children roll balls down the same incline, watching them slowly climb. Hikers experiment with strollers, astonished as the wheels creep upward with no apparent force. Even rocks, small enough to be tossed, seem to obey the hill's strange gravity. Reproducibility transforms disbelief into fascination. Locals begin to talk, first in hushed tones and then more openly, sharing stories passed down for years about the peculiar hills in their region. Scientists meticulously record measurements, repeating experiments at different times of day and under varying weather conditions. Each occurrence deepens the mystery, compelling even the most skeptical to pause. What invisible forces are at play? Could it be a subtle optical illusion, a quirk of perception, or something far stranger? Gravity, long considered absolute, appears negotiable, at least in this small corner of the world. Here, observation meets persistence. Each rolling object, each car moving uphill becomes a whisper of a larger question. What else do we not understand about the ground beneath our feet, and how much of the world's secrets remain hidden in plain sight? Soon the world takes notice. Viral videos circulate online, showing cars climbing hills as if pulled by unseen hands. Social media erupts with debate, theories, and speculation. Hashtags explode, drawing tourists, scientists, and thrill-seekers to the enigmatic slopes. News outlets cover the phenomenon, blending first-hand accounts with slow-motion footage of the hills. Viewers across the globe share the clips, commenting with astonishment, disbelief, and fascination. Skeptics demand explanations: optical illusions, hidden gradients, camera tricks. Believers counter with first-hand observations, repeated experiments, and meticulous slow-motion analysis. The tension grows, not only between experts but also within the minds of those watching. Could this truly be a natural anomaly, or is perception simply being deceived? Conversations spill from online forums into cafes, from local newspapers into international broadcasts. The hill becomes a global curiosity, a place where science, wonder, and myth collide. In this growing frenzy, the line between curiosity and obsession begins to blur. Each new arrival asks the same question, staring at the hill with equal parts wonder and dread. Can the natural world still surprise us? The answer, it seems, is only beginning to unfold. For anyone standing at the base of these hills, one truth becomes clear. The world is far stranger and far more magical than it often allows itself to appear. Curiosity evolves into methodical investigation. Teams of physicists, geologists, and surveyors arrive, their vehicles laden with sophisticated instruments. Tripods hold laser levels, compasses are carefully positioned on the ground, and delicate water tests are set up to trace the slope. Every movement is precise, every reading is documented. The air hums with anticipation as the scientists prepare to probe the hill's mysteries. One geophysicist, adjusting the angle of a laser, remarks, "We are here to observe what the human eye cannot always detect. Even a tiny incline, a subtle bend in perception, can create effects that seem impossible." Experiments are repeated at dawn, midday, and dusk, under shifting sunlight, changing shadows, and varying weather conditions. Each test confirms the same curious truth: the hills consistently challenge human intuition. Observers gather along the edges, some skeptical, arms crossed, questioning the findings. Others are fascinated, leaning forward, recording every subtle motion. Every measurement raises questions. Instruments are precise, yet the experience to the naked eye remains surreal. The scientists exchange glances, smiles tinged with disbelief. It is a reminder that science is not merely about answers, but about curiosity, persistence, and the wonder of discovering what lies just beyond expectation. The phenomenon, it turns out, is not confined to a single location. Gravity hills appear across the globe, from the United States to India, across Europe and Australia. Local folklore often attributes the strange motion to spirits, enchanted lands, or divine intervention. Modern science, however, classifies them as magnetic hill illusions or visual discrepancies. The mystery persists, lying somewhere between myth and measurable reality. To test the phenomenon, objects are released. Balls, bicycles, even cars. Each object rolls uphill, defying gravity. Water poured along the slope appears to flow in reverse, tracing patterns that confound the eye. Tourists gasp audibly, some freeze in disbelief, while cameras record the scene in slow motion, capturing the subtle shifts in perspective that trick the brain. Experts explain, what you see is an intricate interplay between the surrounding landscape, the horizon, and human perception. The brain interprets visual cues in ways that can override logic. And yet no scientific explanation fully diminishes the thrill of watching everyday objects defy what we know as fundamental laws. Gravity hills are a reminder that perception and reality can diverge in ways that are both mysterious and profoundly beautiful. Scientists then turn to precise measurements. Using laser levels and topographic maps, they find that the roads are in fact slightly downhill. The eyes, however, perceive an incline that rises. It is a subtle optical illusion, a misalignment between horizon lines, tree placement, and landscape contours. The brain interprets cues imperfectly, resulting in a perception that reverses the natural expectation of gravity. One physicist observes, the brain relies on visual cues to orient itself. When those cues are subtly distorted, perception can be misleading. This is why gravity hills appear to reverse gravity. Yet even armed with this knowledge, the spectacle remains irresistible. Tourists continue to release objects, cars inch uphill, water flows against expectation, and cameras continue to capture every frame. Measuring reality becomes a dialogue between what is known and what is experienced. It is a humbling reminder that human senses, no matter how sophisticated, are not infallible. Despite careful, repeated measurements, some anomalies remain. Compasses tilt ever so slightly. GPS readings wobble unpredictably. Subtle environmental factors continue to defy full explanation. Nearby metallic deposits, magnetic variations, and underground rock formations introduce complexity to the phenomenon that challenges even the most precise predictions. Geologists note, even in a controlled setting, natural environments introduce subtle forces. Gravity hills are not simply optical tricks. They interact with geology, magnetism, and human perception in ways we are only beginning to understand. Observers discuss, debate, and repeat experiments endlessly. The complication deepens the mystery. What seems explained still leaves room for awe. Gravity hills are no longer merely tourist attractions. They are laboratories of perception, spaces where nature quietly tests the limits of observation, curiosity, and understanding. Beyond visual illusions, the Earth itself begins to behave unpredictably. In certain locations, compasses, the ancient tools of navigation, refuse to point north reliably. Tiny deviations appear at first, almost imperceptible, yet careful observation reveals a subtle but consistent pattern of magnetic disturbances. The ground, long thought to be stable and predictable, seems to be quietly rebelling against expectation. A geophysicist, crouched over a spinning compass, explains, local variations in mineral deposits, especially magnetite-rich rocks, can alter compass readings. These effects are subtle yet detectable by precise instruments. When combined with visual illusions, they create a profound sense of disorientation. Locals have long reported strange and unsettling experiences. Hikers vanish for hours only to reappear confused and lost. Vehicles, even with functioning GPS, take inexplicable detours. Objects placed carefully on the ground shift without explanation. These magnetic anomalies challenge not only human perception but also the very instruments we rely upon to navigate the world. Here, nature does not simply resist observation, it tests it, reshaping reality in ways both subtle and profound. The ground beneath us holds secrets that are invisible to the naked eye. Geological formations, hidden fault lines, and mineral compositions exert minute influences on gravity and magnetic fields. Scientists, armed with sensitive instruments, measure these variations with painstaking precision. Spring scales, gravimeters, laser levels, and magnetometers trace subtle shifts in the Earth's forces. One geologist observes, even small changes in density, rock type, or underground structure can alter gravity and magnetic readings. In certain areas, these changes are enough to make familiar paths feel unfamiliar and disorienting. Experiments with water flow, compasses, and laser measurements reveal intricate patterns. Slight inconsistencies emerge across multiple locations, each unique yet echoing the same underlying principle. The Earth is not static. Seemingly solid, reliable, and predictable, it is in fact a dynamic system. Hidden forces ripple silently through landscapes, influencing perception, instruments, and even technology. The world beneath our feet, stable as it may seem, is alive with mysteries we are only beginning to understand. Technology struggles where nature behaves unpredictably. GPS devices, the very tools designed to guide us with precision, begin to glitch. Smartphones misreport locations, showing coordinates that shift mysteriously. Surveying instruments designed to measure with exactitude reveal minor inconsistencies. Even the most reliable technology falters when confronted with the Earth's subtle anomalies. A physicist calibrating an electronic compass explains, even satellites rely on stable magnetic fields and predictable gravity. In regions with environmental anomalies, the combination of geological and magnetic factors can disrupt signals, making navigation unreliable. It is a rare glimpse at how even advanced technology is vulnerable to nature's hidden forces. Tourists experience it firsthand. Cars veer slightly off course despite GPS guidance. Handheld compasses rotate unpredictably, leaving even seasoned hikers confused. Electronic devices falter in a subtle but undeniable pattern. This phenomenon is not merely visual or perceptual. It is an interference with modern technology, a collision between human ingenuity and the raw, unpredictable forces of the Earth. The anomalies are not confined to a single corner of the globe. Hessdalen Valley in Norway has reported mysterious lights dancing in the night sky for decades. The Bermuda Triangle in the Atlantic Ocean has been infamous for inexplicable navigation failures, from commercial ships to private aircraft. Hoia Forest in Romania disorients hikers, with compasses spinning and GPS systems failing in ways that defy explanation. Experts begin to see connections. Despite differences in geography, these locations share subtle but measurable environmental factors. Fault lines running deep beneath the surface, magnetic instability caused by mineral deposits, and unique geological compositions that subtly bend the rules of perception and technology. A physicist explains, while these phenomena appear distinct, there are underlying patterns. The interplay between geological features, magnetic anomalies, and optical illusions creates environments where both human perception and our instruments are challenged. Local legends and eyewitness accounts often amplify the mystique. Tales of lost travelers, ghostly lights, and vehicles inexplicably drifting off course. Scientific measurements reveal real forces at work, converging with folklore to form a complex tapestry of mystery. Disorientation, lights in the sky, and subtle unexplained motion are not coincidences. They are manifestations of the Earth's dynamic forces interacting with human perception. Observers, scientists, and curious tourists alike are united by a shared sense of awe. On these anomalous grounds, the Earth does not follow the rules we expect. It reminds us quietly but insistently that the natural world remains unpredictable, even in an era dominated by technology, satellites, and precise instrumentation. Here, the extraordinary becomes tangible, and the boundary between the known and the mysterious is tested again and again. Even after meticulous measurement and careful experimentation, science must admit its limits. Gravity hills, minor magnetic anomalies, and unexplained lights in remote valleys hint at localized distortions that defy easy categorization. These are not violations of physics. They are subtle phenomena, windows into processes that challenge our classical understanding of the world. A physicist, standing atop one of the rolling hills, explains, "Gravity and spacetime are flexible, though the effects here are extremely small. What appears impossible is often an interplay between human perception and subtle environmental factors. The car that seems to roll uphill, the compass that spins inexplicably, these are not mere curiosities. They are reminders of the intricacy of nature, of forces and interactions so delicate that even the most precise instruments cannot fully capture them." From the human perspective, however, the effects are profound. Witnessing a car defy gravity or a compass dance against expectation evokes the same sense of wonder that drove our first explorations of the cosmos. It reminds us that the natural world is not merely a collection of predictable equations, but a dynamic, mysterious system. Every anomaly, no matter how small, speaks to the boundless complexity of the Earth and the universe beyond. The human mind, it seems, is both a window and a filter for reality, but it is never a perfect mirror. Neuroscientists explain that the brain constructs our sense of orientation from visual cues, shadows, and horizon lines. When these cues are subtly distorted, perception can diverge dramatically from reality, creating experiences that feel impossible. One researcher observes, optical illusions at gravity hills are amplified by environmental conditions. The brain attempts to reconcile conflicting signals, often generating experiences that seem to defy logic. This is not trickery. It is the elegance of human cognition at work, striving to make sense of complex inputs to create order from what the senses present. Reality at its core remains consistent, yet perception is inherently subjective. Even the most refined senses, honed over millennia for survival, can be misled by subtle cues. Here in these anomalous landscapes, we are invited to pause to marvel, and to acknowledge that our understanding, though vast, is not absolute. What we perceive as impossible is often nature's gentle reminder that the universe is far richer, far stranger, and far more beautiful than we can ever fully comprehend. A geophysicist, leaning over a laser measurement instrument, reflects, "Our models describe the majority of these phenomena, but small anomalies persist. There is a humility in science that must be acknowledged. The natural world has surprises that do not fit neatly into equations. These moments of uncertainty are not failures. They are invitations, challenges to our assumptions, sparks for curiosity, and reminders to explore deeper. To admit what we do not know is not weakness. It is an embrace of the mystery inherent in the world around us." A geophysicist, leaning over a laser measurement instrument, reflects, "Our models describe the majority of these phenomena, but small anomalies persist. There is a humility in science that must be acknowledged. The natural world has surprises that do not fit neatly into equations. These moments of uncertainty are not failures. They are invitations, challenges to our assumptions, sparks for curiosity, and reminders to explore deeper. To admit what we do not know is not weakness. It is an embrace of the mystery inherent in the world around us." The Earth appears predictable, its laws reliable, its patterns familiar. And yet in hidden corners of our planet, reality can surprise. Gravity hills, magnetic anomalies, and mysterious lights in remote forests or valleys remind us that nature holds secrets waiting to be discovered. We may never fully explain every phenomenon. Some questions may remain unanswered forever, but we can continue to observe, to experiment, to question, and above all, to marvel. In the end, the extraordinary exists not only in distant galaxies, in ancient myths, or in theoretical physics. It exists right beneath our feet, quietly challenging the limits of knowledge, testing the boundaries of perception, and reminding us that the world is far stranger and more wondrous than we often realize. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the strange and unexplained, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment telling us which anomaly fascinated you the most. Your engagement keeps the adventure going, and together, we can continue exploring the mysteries that make our world endlessly fascinating.